Good evening, everyone. Sorry for missing the first few laps. Like Kimi, I was having a big shit. So back we are. Welcome everyone to season number 6 of the Scientist Reverse Grid League here in the Einstein League. Tonight we are only at Bahrain. This is completely new to our league in season 6. We have some minor and some major changes to this season. First big thing is that we have an 18-minute qualifying instead of a one-shot and then a reverse grid for the second race. We will only have the 18-minute qualifying plus a 25% race after that here in Bahrain, and that's it for tonight. That brings a little bit more tension to these guys because they only have that one shot tonight to score points and then have a week after that to regroup or to celebrate wins, podiums and good points. Also, we have completely new and different teams this season. We had a random grid prior to the start last week, and we will go through the teams really quickly. In Mercedes we have Casto and Sepp. In the Red Bull we have Moshe and Eskimo. In the Ferrari we have Reyes, who is the current champion of the Darwin League. He now decided to be so kind to terrorize this group of people. His teammate will be Ryan Van Doon for this season. In McLaren we have Captain Jeff, who is reserving tonight. His teammate and a regular driver in McLaren is Mumram. And then in the Aston Martin we have G-Mac, who is also reserving tonight. His teammate, also regular driver, is Jimstrov. In the Alpine we have Dicunia and Boltex King. Zu, our champion of the Einstein League last season, so he's the defending champion, and he's normally teaming up with someone, but with all these names I forgot that one, and we don't have a replacement for his teammate tonight, so he will be driving alone for AlphaTauri. Then in the Alfa Romeo we have Walter B and Sebdak. Seb is having his debut in the Scientist Reverse Grid League. In the Haas we have Tiny and Durdan. Tiny also celebrating his debut tonight. And then in the Williams we have Wisburn and Angry Orange, and these are veterans of the league. During quali we will also have a look at the telemetry, lap data, and of course the full track map, so you can see who is out on track, who is doing what. We will also take a look at the tire choices, and we can see that a lot of guys qualified on softs. Only Moshe and Septek right now on mediums with the time set. And we have from P11 down to P19 everyone still in the pits, so nothing really crazy happening here. Moshe still out on his mediums and he's trying to improve. Going around turn 10 down to second gear, get the traction in. DRS at work, and trying to improve his lap time from a 28.742 a little bit higher maybe, as Raisin just set the fastest lap of 26.2. That is around 7/10 quicker than Angry Orange in P2 at the moment. During the stream I will also take a look at the comment section on YouTube. But my phone isn't the quickest these days, so I need a moment or two to get that managed. Well, Moshe is coming into the pits after validating his lap. And only a few cars are on track on a hot lap. Boltex is on 1, but he's 1.2 behind, so he won't continue that one. Good evening, Harvey. I see ya. Sorry for the little cough. I think I have a little cold, so the cough will be there a few times. If you don't mind, just don't mind. feel free to put some questions or whatever in the comment section. Almost everything is allowed. Of course, no racism, no homophobic shit, but everything else is okay. So right now Raisin is still on pole for the moment with 10 minutes to go. Angry Orange in P2 behind him, Walterby, then Wisbin, Baltic, Seb, Captain Jeff, G-Mac, Tiny, Durdon, Mosh in P11 and Septek in P12 for the moment. Down from P13 to P19, those guys still have to settle up, but they also have 10 minutes left on the clock. So everything should be fine here as we are on board with G-Mac, who is not on... Oh, Ryan Van Doom just he DNF'd on track. Let's see, we have a Mercedes somewhere here. No, it's Castle. Can we see him anywhere here? We just missed him. On board with D'Cunha. Maybe we can see the Ferrari somewhere here. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that was a big impact. Probably lost the car on the curb. Spun, hit the wall and died. So Ryan Van Doom will start at the back. More and more cars on track now to set a lap time. On board with D'Cunha for the moment. He's on softs, trying to get his lap in. On to the back straight. Coming down to the last corner. Looking for the right braking point. Hit a good apex on point. Taking a wider line to get the speed down. DRS activated. And that's P7 for the moment. 27.604. Casto, the only medium runner in the top 10 right now. That was a good lap time with 27.392. Walter leaving the space here, very fair. That's how it's supposed to be. And Raisin still has pole position for the moment. Yellow flag, sector 1. I think that is Williams. Yeah. That was Angry Orange. He came out of the pits and let everyone through. Also very clean and fair driving by him. As Wisbin is trying to improve his lap time of a 27.276. He's up by 1/10. Let's see how far he can carry that speed. And carrying a lot of speed through there. On the third DRS straight here behind, hitting the apex. Come around that tricky section, that high speed section. And he has improved again. The map shows 2 purples, but I'm sure that this is just based on his lap time before, because he needs to be a second quicker to beat Raisin, but he's coming around the last corner. Full speed, DRS activated, and it's a 26.6, a very good lap time by Wisbin, going up from P4 to P2, as Angry Orange is going on another hot lap, trying to improve his lap time himself. Going down turn 1. Oh, the back end just stepped out big time there. He held it. The McLaren is leaving the space. Angry Orange 1.5 tenths off his previous lap time. A lot of cars on track at the moment. Casto down to P8 now with his lap time on the mediums. The soft tyres have a clear advantage here on this track, especially on just one lap. The medium tyres just not quick enough. As Angry Orange improved big time in the middle sector, and he's 1.5 tenths up on his time now. He made up 3 tenths to improve his lap, and he needs to. He really needs to get at least P3. Aye, and he spun, and that's probably damage, but maybe damage to his rear wing, which would be absolutely hurtful, because I think the crew can't fix it in the pits, and he was coming for an improvement here. Now it's all going up in dust as Bulltinks comes around the penultimate corner here, going down the back straight. Now the last corner, he's up by a few tenths on his previous lap time. Aye. Yeah, he ran wide, and that would have been a good lap time. I think we could have seen a 26.9, which would have catapulted him into the top 5, but woulda, coulda, shoulda. No one cares about that. So at the moment, still racing in P1 on pole with 3.5 minutes to go. Cunha improved up to P5, so he had another good lap. And that's overall strong performance by Williams, with Wisbin and Angry Orange both here in the top 5 for the moment. Of course, it can all change within the next few minutes. There's people going out on their last run on those softs to improve their lap times and to get a better grip position for the start here behind our season opener, wanting to impress their teammates, their fans, their family and friends, because they're all watching around the world. I think Novak Djokovic is watching because he has a lot of free time now. Or Mazepin. He also has a little bit of free time in the very near future. We're entering the final stages of this qualifying session with 1.5 minutes to go. Jim Stroff just retired, and I think he retired in the pits. Yeah, he did. So he's happy with his time on mediums. He doesn't want to improve. Wisbin is on a hot lap right now. We stay with him for the moment to see if he can improve. He can, 1.5 tenths. Not enough to beat Raisin for the moment, but he has 2 more sectors to go. A lot of yellow flags right now. Probably because people are letting guys on a hot lap through. Because of the yellow flags, we unfortunately can't see how much time is left in this session. It is a Red Bull. Is that Eskimo? It is. I think he's low on fuel. Oh yes, damage. Maybe low on fuel and damage, so he's into the pits. Hopefully yellow flags go away now as Wisbin is coming down that last straight now. Onto the last corner. Using all the track. Coming across the line, 26.4. Another improvement, but not enough to beat Raisin for the moment. As we have Walterby just going on a hot lap. Because of the yellow flags, we unfortunately can't stay. So time is over now. And everyone who is on track right now is able to set another fastest lap. And Raisin is about to beat his fastest lap. Walter coming around sector 2. The Alpine making space. Great job. Staying with Raisin for the moment to see if he can really improve his lap time. He's setting another purple sector. He's now the last straight into the last corner. Activating DRS and flying over the 9 line to set. Oh my god, to set a 25.8 after Casto beat Raisin's lap time with a 26.058. And Raisin really needed to beat that lap to get pole position. What a finish we had. So Casto decided to switch to the softs instead of staying on the mediums. Which paid off, because now he's not in P10 or P11, he's in P2. Right behind Raisin. Let's see if we still have someone on a hot lap. No, Seb is not on a hot lap, everyone else in the pit, so that is it. Yeah, okay. Try later with that English language. That's it for this quali here in Bahrain. We have Raisin on pole, but it was way more close than I thought it would be. Casto right behind him in P2, Wisbin P3, Walterby P4, Angry Orange, the second Williams in P5, Casto's teammate Sepp in P6, Boltex and Ticunia P7 and P8 for Alpine. Tiny with his debut in P9, good job by him for Haas. Mumram P10, Moshe P11, Captain Jeff in P12, G-Mac behind him, and then we have Jim Straub in P14 in the other Aston Martin. He's starting on mediums, as is Professor Zhu, who's the current champion in the Einstein League, starting from P15. Durdan in P16, the other Haas, Eskimo P17, Sepdek in P18 in the Alfa Romeo, and Ryan Van Doom after his DNF will start in P19. As always, we will have our formation lap, so a little bit time to calm down, relax a little bit for the next 2 or 3 minutes before we start our first race of the season. After all the drivers got their strategy sorted, we are starting on our formation lap as Angry Orange just wants to show his competitors that he's capable of having a great start, going from P5 to P1 for the moment. Yeah, but he realized that it's just a formation lap right now. He's letting all of these guys go now. There's his teammate, who's not bothered by Angry Orange being in front of him. Oh, and we have Casto, who spun on the formation lap. Interesting. Nervous start to the first race of the season for Casto. And that hopefully doesn't bring back memories from last season, where he managed to get the most DNFs out of all the drivers, if I'm not mistaken. And Castro now overtaking these guys, but it's completely unnecessary, to be honest, because you're starting in P2 anyways. You just need to warm your tires, and by overtaking all the other guys on track, you're just making them feel uncomfortable and irritating them on their warming up session for the tires. So maybe for the future, if you spin or fuck up your formation up, just stay in position. And that's pretty much it. No one's bothered. Almost hitting Angry Orange here. Yeah. It's completely unnecessary, to be honest. So hopefully it doesn't happen again, but you never know. Human beings are still human beings. As the grid is forming up. And then we can start our first race of season number 6 in the Einstein League. Racing starting from pole position here in Bahrain. And the 5 red lights are out now. And away we go in Bahrain. Racing won the start against Casto. He's going down the inside, but Raisin not leaving any space. Let's see what happens here. Oh, there's already a little bit of wing damage. I think we don't have any big spins. Oh, we have a spin. We have one. Who is that? I think that was an Alpine. Oh, it was Wisben. He decided to explore the Grosjean corner. Thankfully, he didn't blow up in a fireball, but still he has a lot of damage to his car. P19 for him now. Horrible start for Williams here, for Wisben in particular. Angry Orange up to P3 as Septek is overtaken Moshe, who already has a penalty. It's 3 seconds, so he potentially cut the corner somewhere. As Raisin is in the lead, followed by Casto and Angry Orange and his Williams. Will to be behind in P4. Sep in P5. Tiny made up 3 places from P9 to P6. Beautiful start for him. As we have yellow flags in Sector 2, Sector 3. I think that was... yeah, it's potentially Wisben. As Raisin is setting the fastest lap, of course, as he's the first driver of the pack. And Wisben will be coming into the pits now with his damage, but we also have dirt on Moshe coming into the pits. And Mumram is also in the pits. The McLaren also in the pits. So 4 guys in the pits right now. Some of them started on medium, so it's not really good for them. But it is what it is. as Raisin is still in the lead here in Bahrain on lap 2 of 14. Casto already out of the DRS window, but himself managed to get Angry Orange out of his DRS window. So we have the group of both leaders in Raisin and Casto who are able to get a gap between themselves and the rest of the pack, as Walter B and Seb are in DRS range of Angry Orange. We have a few groups that are becoming more clear now. Raisin and Casto, we have Angry Orange till Seb, but Angry Orange is coming into the pits now. It's an early pit stop. And then we have Tiny and Boltex together. We're jumping right on board with Tiny, who was very close to Boltex there, but didn't manage to overtake him. Still P6 for him. Or maybe he got overtaken by Boltex. G-Mac just overtook Professor Zoo. He's going down the inside against Ryan Van Doom. He's on softs. Zoo and Ryan Van Doom are both on medium tires. And he's potentially going for an overtake now. No, he's waiting probably for the DRS zone, as Jim Straub is diving down the inside against Professor Zoo without making contact. So everything good from this side. They're not touching. That's also really good. And now G-Mac has the DRS on Ryan Van Doom, but he will probably stay behind him for the big DRS zone on the main straight. Yeah. He's staying behind. Oh, they touch. That was nasty. Well, both survived this situation. And it seems like Ryan Van Doom is holding them a little bit up, and now he's making way. He doesn't want to give G-Mac the DRS, but he's doing it by staying in front. G-Mac just needs a good exit. He has a good exit. He's only 2.5 tenths behind Ryan Van Doom. He has the DRS now, and that's an easy overtake on Ryan Van Doom. Let's see what Jim Straub is able to do here with the help of DRS. He's staying behind Ryan Van Doom. Everything else would have been very ambitious. Sector 2 yellow flags, that's a Haas. And that is Dardon, who's now down in P19. He probably has damage. He has damage. His wing is completely gone. Raisin still in the lead, 2 seconds ahead of Casto. For himself has a gap of 2.5 seconds to Walter. Seb in the DRS of Walter. Boltex 2.5 or 2 seconds behind Seb. Tiny in his DRS. So we have a few groups here as Dicunia is out of the race. Dicunia is out of the race in turn 1. What happened there? It looks like he just went straight. Unfortunately, we can't switch onto him to see what his car is looking like, but that looks bad. He's way off track. It seems like he hit the wall on the left side, lost his tire. Oh, he's in the wall at the end of the track. I'm jumping on board with Wispin to see him, maybe. Can't see him, unfortunately. No, his car is gone. But that's a weird place for your car to be in. Maybe that was contact, maybe not. As we are now on lap 5. No safety car based on that incident. A little bit surprised. Lap 5. And let's see who has already pitted. So down from P13 to P18, everyone has already pitted. Wisbon Durham pitted twice. And then from P1 to P12, they all have to do their pit stops. As Durdan is now being lapped, I think. So he sees the blue flags, and he should move off the racing line to let Sebastian go. He's not moving off the line. As we have Casto and Wolselby and Baltics now into the pits. And he's not really moving off line. He just off-brake himself there. Yeah, that wasn't really clever. Tiny is now up to P3. Sebastian in P2 for the moment. His teammate has pitted, so he has to stay out for another lap. Sector 1 yellow flags. It's a Haas. It's Durdan, who's in the wall. But it seems like he has no damage. Back on track. Green flags again. And Casto with his pit stop. Of course, trying to do the undercut on Raisin. Let's see if it works out, because Raisin will probably be coming in on this lap. He's on the back straight now, going down the last corner. And Raisin is staying out. I think Raisin is staying out, actually. So he trusts his soft tires for one lap more. He thinks that he can still push very hard on them, as Seb and Tiny are now into the pits. And let's see if Casto manages to overtake both. He should. So let's see if he's able to. And it looks good for him. Yeah, Casto overtook them both. Let's see if Angry Orange is also able to overtake them. He is, but he's under attack by Wolselby. Both on mediums. Wolselby with the DRS side by side into turn 1. Leaving each other enough space, as Angry Orange was on the throttle early, but he managed to not hit the wall and to continue his race. Of course, he's losing a lot of places, but he didn't lose his wing or anything. He's still here to play for some positions, as Baltics splits Sebastian and Tiny now. Sebastian in P8, Baltics in P9, and Tiny down to P10 after his pit stop. Let's see if they... Oh, the top 5 at the moment hasn't pitted yet. And it's really interesting from GMAC down to Ryan Van Doom where they will come out after their pit stops. And Raisin, I think, will be coming in now for his pit stop, as Casto is right behind Raisin's teammate. And Raisin is staying out. Well, Casto will probably stay behind Ryan Van Doom for now to get the DRS and then overtake him. Yeah, it will be like that, but he's losing time right now. He's losing time that he needs to gain. GMAC with a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane, a very unnecessary penalty. As Casto is now up to P4 net, at least P2 for the moment. And his gap to Raisin is around 25 seconds. And I think that Raisin only needs 23 seconds. Well, let's see how this will play out. Good thing for Casto is that Wolselby is still 2.5 seconds behind. So he has no real threat from behind. But he has to be careful with pushing, because you don't want to overpush your car. You still need to finish that race. Excuse me. So only Raisin, Jim Straw, Sapdak, and Ryan Van Doom still not pitted yet, as Raisin is coming in now. And Casto is now around 25 to 26 seconds behind Raisin. He's coming down the back straight. He has a Haas in front of him. Maybe he's in DRS range, so he can use it and maybe gain a few tenths on Raisin, who's coming out of the pits right now. And Jimstar Septek coming in. Casto now in P2. Let's see where he will end up. Raisin is in P1 by a mile. He's more than 2.5 seconds away from Casto. In fact, it is 2.6 seconds. And now Casto is the one behind Durdan, who has to overtake him, and we have a safety car. And Ryan Van Doom is the only one who hasn't pitted yet. So for him, it's absolutely beautiful to take that pit stop under safety car conditions from mediums to soft. So he will have the freshest and best tires, as he's taking a very interesting line here. And I think that the Delta is still on, so they need to be careful to not get a drive-through penalty here. Oh, and I completely missed that Angry Orange DNF'd. And that was probably the reason for our safety car. I completely missed that. Whispering into the pit, speeding in the pit lane. Good job. Raisin is coming into the pits again, and Castro's following him, is not following him. And that was the right choice. Just do something different to maybe win that race. What is Walter doing? Walter's coming in. What is Sepp doing? Sepp is also staying out to cover his teammate. That could be a brilliant call by Mercedes. Boltex also staying out. The more cars are staying out, the better for Castro. Raisin coming out of the pits now, but there's, I think, a Red Bull Eskimo who could potentially overtake Raisin. No, he's not. Raisin in P5. Ryan Van Doom coming back on track in P10. What it seems like, yeah. It's P10 for him. He has his ERS on. You don't need it to be on under safety car conditions. Yep, you pulled it off. Good job. P10 for Ryan Van Doom. And surprise, surprise, he has fresh softs. Bad news for him. All the guys in front of him until P7 also have fresh softs. But let's see what he's able to do from P10. 5 seconds for Sepp for ignoring yellow flags. I'm curious to know what happened there. We will see in the incident report. But right now, the 5 seconds of course stand for the moment, as the safety car is now out on lap 10 of 14. And look at that. Tiny is back in the top 5. In fact, he's in P4 at the moment. He has a quick Raisin behind him on fresh softs. But the longer the safety car stays out, the better for Castro. The safety car and his teammate and everyone between them could be the lifesaver here. It reminds me a little bit of Abu Dhabi when a Mercedes was in front and a fast soft runner was behind, but had a few cars between himself and the leader. But the only difference that we still have more than one lap to go, and the car is not Red Bull but a Ferrari. But other than that, it's good. So the safety car will stay out for lap 11. which means we will have a 3-lap showdown for lap 12, 13 and 14, which also means that DRS will be activated on the last lap, and we could have an absolute finisher here with maybe Raisin coming through. Oh, that is Mr. Mumram, who's overtaken everyone. I think he hit the safety car with his rear tire, and he's disqualified from the session for ignoring yellow flags. So not the best job you could have done here. But he knows best now. That was kind of interesting. Let's see if that maybe caused the safety car to stay out. And as I say that, it proves me wrong. The safety car will be coming in on this lap. Casto is dictating the pace. He has his teammate behind. Boltex in P3, Tiny in P4, Raisin in P5 on fresh softs. If anyone has watched L2S in Brazil last night, you know what Raisin is able to do into the first corner after safety car with fresh softs. So let's see what he's able to do here in the Einstein League tonight, as Casto already has a gap of 1.9 seconds to his teammate. They played it beautifully. Absolutely beautiful by Mercedes. They're holding up the pack, and now Raisin is coming. He has 3 cars in front of him, jumping on board with him on the outside with his softs, making use of them. Oh, they touch tires. Oh my god, Raisin and Seb, they touch, leaving each other just enough space side by side. And Seb is doing everything to stay in front of Raisin, going down the inside, finding and touching the sideboard, just staying on track. Raisin's still there, and he's got him. Oh my god, what a fight. This is teamwork at its best. It was just fair enough from Seb. He was fighting very, very hard, but it was fair enough to go through without a penalty for the moment. But Raisin is now already up to P2 on the first lap after the restart. The only good thing is his gap to Castle is more than 2 seconds, because Seb just decided to keep it a little bit more smooth and relaxed at the restart. And let's see what Raisin is able to do now. Yellow flag sector 2. That's Jimstrov. He's out of the session. Another DNF in Jimstrov. Only 15 runners left. Slowly but steadily. Only 2 seconds. Castro has to push so hard now just to stay in front. The gap is coming down 10th by 10th. 2 laps to go. What a finish we will have, as Walter B is overtaking Eskimo. Oh, he's under attack by Professor Zoo too. Down the inside goes Professor Zoo. Eskimo defending the position and claiming the position in P8. Needs a good exit here. Compromised a little bit. Professor Zoo is right behind him. Let's see what he's able to do using ERS going down the inside of fresh softs. Oh, that was tight, but good. G-Mac on the outside against Eskimo. Whoa, 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 that is close. Oh, Eskimo holding on here. Side by side with G-Mac. Great racing by both of these guys, as Raisin is only 1.2 seconds behind Castor. He has to give it his all, both on around 55% of ERS. Good thing for Casto is, on the main straight, Raisin won't have the DRS, only on the 2 straights after. But he's on fresh softs. He's going for everything. Cap Jeff overtaking Ryan Verdun for P10. Eskimo still in front of G-Mag. DRS activated. Raisin, fastest lap, 7.5 tenths. Is coming down to probably the last corner. Raisin is way quicker because he has fresh softs on, and Castle needs to defend now. He's using his ERS, but he needs to save a little bit for the next 2 straights coming up. This is far from being over. Sepp holding P3 for the moment. Eskimo had to let G-Mac go. P9 for him at the moment. He's fighting with Ryan Verdum. We're jumping on board with Eskimo. Ryan Verdum down the inside. P10 for Eskimo. He has his teammate right next to him. What are those guys doing? Why is Moshe that aggressive here? It's his teammate. Yeah, he's backing off now, so he probably realized everything Gucci here. But we're jumping on board. Haas is down. Durdan is out. Oh my god, Raisin is coming down the inside against Casto. Oh, Casto holds on to the outside. Oh my god, this will be the last straight coming up. Will be the one. It will be the one. Raisin has more ERS left, and I think that's it. Casto almost lost it. And Raisin made it up to P1 with only 2 corners to go. Raisin wins that race in a spectacular way. Casto finishing in a brilliant P2. Sepp in P3 as a penalty. Maybe gets removed, maybe not. It stands for the moment, so Boltex for the moment is P3. Septek in his debut, P4 for Alfa Romeo. Walter B P5. Professor Zoo with a great comeback up to P6. Sepp in P7 because of the penalty for the moment. G-Mac P8. Ryan Verdum P9. Wisben in P10. Eskimo P11. Captain Jeff P12. Moshe in P13. And then we had someone else in P14 if I'm not mistaken. Septek getting the drive of the day in his debut. That was a biggie from him. Great showing. As Raisin wins the season opener in the Einstein League. And to be fair, it was way closer than I expected it. That was really, really close. And that gives me a lot of hope for the rest of the season that this could be a fucking great championship. Here we have our final result. Raisin finishing it in P1 with the fastest lap. P2 Castor, Boltex P3. Behind them is Septek from P18 to P4. Then Walter, Zeus, Sap, G-Mac, Ryan Verdum, Wisben in P10. Eskimo P11. Then Captain Jeff, Moshe in P13. Tiny in P14. We had a disaster after the safety car, it seems like. Durdan in P15, but he DNF'd. Jimstrop also DNF'd late in the race. Angry Orange, Dicunia and Mumram DNF'd or disqualified respectively. That is it. That's our final results for the first race in the season opener here in the Einstein League. Thank you very much for joining, for leaving a lot of comments, for just being active with those guys here on track. Really great to see that you're all involved and committed to that. And I really hope to see you next week for our next 2 races in the Einstein League. We are back to the reverse grid format, of course, after this race. So that will determine the formation or the grid for race number 2. And then we continue with race number 2 and 3 next Friday at 8:30 UK time. I wish you all a great weekend. Stay healthy, stay safe, and good night.